Karen Klutz, Senior Design Staff Member. Today I'm working on augmented reality, working on the GUI for the sky blue headset. So the actual interface that the user is going to be interacting with when they have the headset on. So it's an interesting thing because it's a 3D space, right? So you can, you get to interact completely differently than when you would on your PC. So for instance, if you created a file a long time ago on your headset, say you took a video shot, it would actually be farther away in space possibly, right? And the newest ones you shot might be actually closer. So you would actually reach back in time to pull forward a video file that you took a few days ago. It's a very cool idea. It's it's definitely four-dimensional design, which is kind of new to us and to the Think brand, which is really fun. I have a background in design. I started doing software interfaces at IBM years ago and went on and got my master's in human-computer interaction while I was with IBM. And then I joined Lenovo right at the acquisition, so I was part of the storage and server team before, and then I resigned and joined Lenovo, the PC company. And then later, my old server teammates came over to join me, which is actually really nice to have those guys back again. Here, I've worked on, the classic interfaces for Think and also for our consumer brands and emerging products, now particularly with the AR stuff. I grew up in a very design-centric family. My dad was an architect and my mother was an art school dropout. They were both very creative people and were really committed to the idea of form and function as being equally important in every object in their house and every object my sisters and I interacted with. So I grew up in kind of a saturated design environment. Then when I went to design school, my dad had gone to the same design school, so I went to the same design school. And I chose to study two-dimensional design. He was an architect. At that time, there was no such thing as interface design because all interfaces were just green screens. Print is fun, but it's a little boring because it just kind of sits there. But interaction design, not just is it a tool for the users to actually be productive and do their work with, which is really cool to help people do their work or help them get to the internet, but because it's this moving, changing system, it's a lot more dynamic than classic print design was. So it's a lot more fulfilling. I think what's very exciting is the idea that tools can be super optimized for the specific kind of discipline or task you want to perform, right? So you can see an industrial designer would find 3D environment useful for doing some kind of reviews and modeling, whereas another kind of designer might find it easier to work in a 2D environment, and we have tools that are going to be optimized for both those scenarios, right? Entertainment's going to be super fantastic in a 3D environment where you can kind of choose your own adventure. Maybe you can interact actually with the cast and characters yourself on an almost, size to size, one-to-one kind of environment.